doing an interview. I'm very uncomfortable.
I can make her leave the room if you want.
No.
Oh, okay.
She's my emotional support animal.
What? Hello?
I don't think she likes the question. Can you be the center of attention?
What do you feel?
What do you feel? I've thought about this.
Have you?
It's super cheesy.
That's okay.
I feel wide-eyed and terrified about roller skating.
Today's guest is Breen Machine, also known as Jen, pronouns she, her, and she skates with two leagues, Ottawa Roller Derby and Ottawa Valley Roller Derby. Breen Machine and Bean are actually good friends, despite what it may look like in this interview.
Hi, I'm Mean Bean, and this is Feels on Wheels, a talk show about roller skating. Jen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Jen, what kind of roller skating do you do?
Roller derby.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what leagues are you part of?
Ottawa Roller Derby and Ottawa Valley Roller Derby.
What is your derby name?
Breen Machine.
Right.
For some reason, when I was in college, I got like my first laptop and my first iPod. You had to name your computer at school because I went to school for photography, so you could like easily connect it to the printers. And I just, for some reason, always named all of my electronics Breen Machine. And my last name is Breen. And then when Derby came along, I was like, I can't not do that. Breen Machine.
And how long ago did you start roller skating?
Yeah, a year and a half ago. I started the crash course at ORD, and I had never been on skates before.
And what made you try roller derby?
I heard about roller derby years and years ago, and it was something I always wanted to try, but was terrified to do it. I was following Ottawa Roller Derby and Ottawa Valley Roller Derby on Instagram and saw that they were doing a crash course, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. And I did. And I was terrified.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
And have you done any kind of sports before?
No, God, no.
No.
I am not an athletic person or a sports person.
But you've danced.
I have, yes. I used to dance, but no team sports. I was never a fan of team sport. But this looked cool. Team sports on roller skates, hitting each other.
What kind of dance did you do?
I did ballet and I did Irish dancing. I competitively Irish danced as a teenager, and then I stopped competitive and just taught dance for a while.
So in dance, are there any transferable skills between?
Absolutely not.
No.
Not for Irish dancing. Irish dancing is the complete opposite of derby. You are not supposed to bend your legs at all. It's very straight, very stiff. It's all in your like ankles and pointing your toes, which you can't point your toes in roller skates, unfortunately. Yeah, like when you jump and dance, you jump with straight legs and you land on straight legs. Do that in roller derby, you'd get an injury.
So skating for a year and a half, how do you feel like you've progressed?
Not enough.
Why do you say that?
Womp womp. When I started the crash course, I went from hardly being able to stand up on skates. And then as soon as I stood up, I was like rolling backwards and said, how do I get myself to not do that? So now I can do things.
You can do
some
things.
things.
You definitely can do things.
I definitely have seen the progression, but I do wish I have progressed more, but I'm a perfectionist. So it's hard to do something that I'm not great at. Because usually if I'm doing something for this long and I'm not good at it, I would have quit long ago.
So what prevented you from quitting?
It's so fun. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had as much fun doing something that I wasn't really good at. If I'm not good at something, I'm usually not enjoying it. Being on roller skates is just really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love going fast and hoping that I stop. Just the environment is super fun. Everyone's so welcoming.
And we've been skating almost the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first couple of years of roller derby are probably, we see a lot of people dropping out. So I think it is really, really challenging as a sport to pick up. So it's nice that you've stayed with it, you know, for as long as you have, considering you're a perfectionist. What keeps you coming back?
As much as I don't feel like my progress has been as quick as I would have liked it, I still feel like every single practice I learn something new, and I do see little improvements here and there. I do see regression sometimes too, but I have, a goal to work towards, and I'm determined. I think because I've been wanting to do it for so long, I don't know, I just need to keep going and see where it takes me.
You started with Ottawa Roller Derby, and then just recently you've done the 101 program with Ottawa Valley Roller Derby.
Mm-hmm. So the reason I started with Ottawa Roller Derby first was just timing. They started their crash course around the time that I was available to do it. Plus, because I had never played a sport before, I heard that Ottawa Roller Derby was a little bit more like a rec league. And I've loved skating for Ottawa Roller Derby, but it was honestly just a matter of I want to skate more. Like, we have 2 practices a week, which is great, but I was like, oh, what about 4 practices a week? Like, I don't do anything else. I work. So far, I'm having a lot of fun skating with both leagues, although we haven't had a official practice yet with OVRD, but I'm looking forward to that next Tuesday.
And what did you think about the 101 with OVRD?
I loved it. It was very fun. If I was a brand new skater, I think it would have been a little bit intimidating for me because they do go quite quickly, I think, which is great. Like, I had so much fun. Like, halfway through, we were hitting each other. That was awesome. That was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting you.
Yeah.
Great. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
What's happening tomorrow?
Scrimmage. In-house scrimmage with Ottawa Roller Derby.
You excited?
No. Yes. No, I'm very excited. I'm super psyched.
And I'm on the opposing team. You also have that to look forward to.
Yeah. You and Fred on the other team.
That's right.
I've practiced most of my hits on you.
That's true. You're not allowed to hit me tomorrow, though.
No, for comfort. I'm going to seek you out and hit you.
You can hit me. I won't tell anybody.
Okay.
You consider yourself an introvert.
Mm-hmm.
So how has coming into a team sport with arguably quite a few extroverts in it, how has that been?
Good. I feel like I surround myself with extroverts. I think the majority of my friends are extroverts, which kind of helps me come out of my shell a little bit. But I was worried about that, I think, when I first joined. I am like socially awkward and I have social anxiety, and was kind of worried about that when I started, I think. But everyone is just so welcoming and they get you to talk and communicate and open up. That's helped a lot. I can't speak enough to how awesome everybody is in the league and in Ottawa Roller Derby.
We were also discussing earlier issues around body image. Mm-hmm. Or would you like to talk a little bit about body image and being in a sport, being perceived by people?
Mm-hmm. That's always been an issue for me, especially like starting with dance. I never had the ballerina body. And then when you're young, it's not that big of a deal, but the older you get, the more you sort of realize that you're like the odd one out when it comes to that stuff. I think the biggest thing for me is, and I'm saying this as somebody who is like straight sized, I guess you'd say, being also like in a larger body. I'm just very aware of my body. And I think that when I do things that I fail at, like fall, like not that falling is a fail, but if I don't mean to fall when I'm trying to do something, it's like I failed, I can't do this thing, and also I'm a bigger person. It's just this stupid thing that goes through my head of maybe I can't do this because of my size or something. Or maybe it's just the perception that she can't do this thing because she's also bigger or something like that.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. So as a big person, I have the same issue. I feel like when I do things improperly, or if I'm out of breath or having a issue with some sort of practice, that people are going to assume that it's because I'm fat, then rather than because it's just a skill issue or whatever.
So for me, one of the hardest things is I know that I'm not physically as strong as I should be to play derby, and I notice it a lot with certain skills, especially just like getting up. Like when we do knee falls or knee taps, the getting back up is so difficult for me because I have no like core strength, and it's something I'm working on. But it's one of those things where it's like when I struggle to get up and I'm a little bit slower, it's like, oh, because she's, bigger or something. It's like that perception of not being as quick or as agile because of that. This was sort of more, I guess, my perception before I started. But then you get into roller derby and you see people of all sizes doing amazing shit. And so I guess I came to the realization that I'm just really weak. But I am. I honestly hadn't really done anything athletic in the past 10 years. And so I really didn't know how not strong I was until I started derby. I think I've definitely become stronger, but I have a long way to go, though. I'm not the machine yet. I'm not the Breen machine yet.
Another thing that you had told me earlier off camera was about wearing shorts.
It's weird because I was a competitive dancer for years and now roller derby, and my legs they've done a lot of pretty awesome things, but I have such anxiety about the way that they look. And I haven't worn shorts in public since I was like 14 because like I hated the way that my legs looked. And then I think it was like last summer, it was so hot and we had derby practice and I was like, I can't wear leggings. I can't do this. And I was like, I think I have a pair of shorts that I wore like under a dress once or something like that. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to wear these, biker shorts to practice and see how that goes. And I felt so self-conscious walking, but I was like, why? Like, it's in my brain, I know it's stupid. You're wearing shorts. Like, who cares? But for me, it was a big deal. And I survived wearing shorts in public. Who would have thought? And it was actually like a big step for me. And I remember actually one time I walked into practice before I had worn shorts and I was wearing leggings and it was like July. And someone commented like, how are you wearing leggings right now? And I'm like, you don't want me to unpack that.
But I do. I want to unpack all the trauma.
Unpack it. And then I honestly think it was like the next weekend. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to wear shorts. Yeah. And no one was like, man, your legs are gross.
Well, I thought it. Honestly, I don't remember you wearing shorts.
Exactly. No one cares. It's just the stuff in your brain that you think is important and it's not important. I actually have bought a couple of shorts for derby since then. So
nice.
I have a long way to go, but that's what therapy is for. I can see it in the long run helping for sure. Yeah, like I said, like even wearing shorts, like that was a huge thing for me. But I was also very aware of it. And still when if I wear shorts to practice, that's all I can think about. Again, I'm very self-aware of my body and just all of that. I only wear black, clearly. Well, this is blonde now, but I only wear black to practice because it's like you can't see sweat as much in black. And that was always a thing that I've had since I was young of like black is slimming, but it's just something that's like ingrained in me. So when I got on the snow pals and I have to wear white tomorrow, that's an issue.
Gotta be honest, I was so glad to be on the black team.
I'm so jealous. I'm gonna feel weird about it because I don't wear white. Ugh. Anything that just makes me like stand out, I'm not a fan of. I like to blend in.
Like you blended in for Halloween?
Okay, Halloween is different. If I can dress up as someone else, I'm all for it. I love Halloween.
So tomorrow, you're dressing up as a snow pal. Tomorrow.
But not really. If we could wear an inflatable snowman suit, I would love to do that because if I disappear in that, that's someone else. But I can't play derby in that. It needs to, like, it's all or nothing. Like my Halloween costume. No one knew that was me.
No, you were very creepy.
I know.
And your Cruella de Vil one was amazing.
Right?
I still love that one.
I like to be seen if I'm not seen as me. Don't poke that.
Okay. Because I'm a great friend.
You like to portray yourself as a great friend to everyone else.
I do want to give a shout out, by the way. So I made a roller derby documentary series, and Jen was one of my two amazing interviewers who made me cry on camera for the docuseries. When I was putting out the call out, you're like, as long as I don't have to be on camera, which is funny. And here you are. Progress.
I hate every second of this.
Ever feel like you have to deal with anxiety when
Never. I'm the calmest person. Anxiety, who is she? No, just kidding. I have a lot of anxiety.
I know you're full of bullshit.
I can't say that I was ever an anxious person up until a couple of years ago, and I don't really know what triggered that, but
derby?
Probably. Realizing that I suck. Yeah, it was around June of 2023. The first day of crash course. I remember leading up to the crash course, I just was like, what if everyone is like 19 and super fit and like know how to skate already? Because I went in not knowing anybody and was like, I'm going to get there and follow my butt and cry. But, I just had that like in my head of like, I'm going to be absolutely terrible. Everyone's going to laugh at me. Not that anyone would laugh at me, but except for you. But then it was awesome. The first practice was great. I have a little bit of anxiety every practice I go to. I think it's like being scared of the skills that I know I'm not good at. Every skill is that for me. They're like, hey, you're going to stop. I'm like, no.
Actually, I want me to roller skate. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, what? I have to put skates on. This is bullshit. But at the same time, I also want to be like, chill, Jen. Like tomorrow, I'm like, it's fine. It's just going to be fun. And then tomorrow at 8:59, I'm going to shit my pants. I'm like a little anxious, so I'm just like,
It's okay. She likes the
I'm
attention.
picking at her. I had high expectations going into roller derby because I'm a perfectionist. And when I do things, generally I pick it up pretty quickly, whether it's with like different jobs I've had or with dancing and stuff like that. But I remember I started in June and my goal was to play a game the next summer, to be full contact playing a game. That didn't fucking happen. Mm-hmm. When I came in with like high expectations and I was not good at it, that gave me a lot of anxiety of like, fuck, like how long is this going to take me to get good at this? So now I've lowered my expectations for myself and it's helped my anxiety being like, okay, I do have a goal for this summer, but if I don't make it, it's not the end of the world. I still just want to have fun. Not giving myself a strict timeline like I normally would, I think has helped. The end.
And what
anxiety.
And what are your goals for this summer?
My hopefully more attainable goal is to play a game this summer. So I really want to go to Fresh and the Furious, which is scary. I'm determined. I took like a couple of breaks last year because I was injured a little bit. And I mean, obviously that could happen again. Let's hope it doesn't. I'm determined to play a game. Just scary. Mm-hmm. But also maybe I'm just like the personality hire of the team.
Yeah. I thought that was me, but I guess there could be two of us.
I say that as I'm like, I'm an introvert and I hate people. I'm the personality, miscongeniality.
You are.
Self-awareness is hard for me.
No, it's not.
No, I
think you're painfully self-aware.
My issue is I'm painfully self-aware. Yes.
Yeah. And have you ever tried other types of roller skating?
So we did a dance session. And I fucking love that. That was so much fun. And it was fun because I wasn't terrible at it. Because I actually have rhythm and I actually know how to dance. I loved that. And I want to do that more and more and more.
What other kind of roller skating have you tried?
Are there other kinds?
Park.
Yeah, park skating. I think park skating scares me a lot more than derby. I did at the yard. We did like
the workshop?
Oh, a workshop.
With Salazar?
Yes, yeah. And I did like the beginner one, but I was the only one in that class that was actually a beginner. Like I had never done anything. And I fell the entire time. Like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And it was intimidating. Like it's hard to do that. But it looks so cool. Like the pump track, like I wanted to do that so badly. And just like the crazy ramps, I want to do that shit. And I've only done it like once, maybe twice, but I would love to do that more. I follow like some park skaters on Instagram and I'm like, I want to do that. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is more difficult than you would think. Yeah, but even just pumping, right?
Yes.
Like going backwards on an incline.
Exactly.
Really messes with your head. It
does. And I've seen people do it and like, oh, okay, whatever. It's just, and like the first time I did it, I fucking ate it. Like it was terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going up like this much on a ramp and I'm falling down. This is difficult.
Yeah.
And I am someone who actually has like fairly good balance and I suck at it. But I also like, I really want to join like the park skating stuff. But again, I have like anxiety of doing it in front of a lot of people, especially people who are really good. And I'm like beginner and I've never done it before. So that's what your garage is for, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I've never been in your garage.
I mean, we can go in my garage, but you probably didn't bring your skates.
It's too cold.
Oh. So playing roller derby, I personally find roller derby is a pretty complex sport. Like the rule set is huge and there's so many different things to know and be aware of while you're on the track.
There's too many rules. It's also really hard for me to just reading it. I need to see it. And when we stop and like talk about rules, it's like someone explaining a board game to me. Mm-hmm. Like my mind just, nope. Just see ya. I have to see it and I have to be playing it and What helped actually last week when we had practice was when we were doing like a mini scrimmage. I was like asking questions as we were playing, like, oh, if I do this, is that helps me is to actually be in it and like learning as I'm skating. The rules are difficult, and I also have a really hard time like listening when a lot of stuff is going on. And I was a penalty timer once, and I'd be watching the refs. They would say it, and I couldn't hear, and I didn't know. And then the players would come up, and I'd be like, what was your penalty? I don't understand what it was. And anyway, it's just a lot of information.
And a lot of noise.
It's a lot of noise. I honestly don't know how people hear their own penalties. I think like the refs are going to have to be saying my number over and over and over again, because I'm going to be like, boo, 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 like, I'm having fun. I feel like this is an interview.
It is an interview.
Am I going to get the job after?
Yes. You already had the job. You're a Nepo hire. What advice would you give to someone else who might be more at the beginning of their journey and is not sure if they want to keep going because it's so difficult, the skills?
Advice for new people?
Yeah.
Get out while you can.
Oh my God.
One of the things that they drill into us, even like the very first practice, is don't compare yourself to anybody else. That's really important, because it's hard not to do that. When you see somebody who's started around the same time as you and is progressing quicker than you are, that can be difficult. We're all doing this for fun, like the enjoyment of it. Yeah, I actually had a really bad practice. I think it was the beginning of the summer last year. I was off, I think, because I had hurt my ankle. And I came back, and when I had come back, I had missed assessments, I think. And there was a change up of people as well. So I was in level 1. And then when I came back, it was like all these new level 1s that I had never met before. And some people that were in level 1 with me had moved on to level 2. And not only that, but we were also in a new arena too. We were in like Lois Kemp, I think it was. And the floor there is terrible. And it was like, yeah. And so I returned with like a bunch of new people in a new arena. And I remember we started warming up, and I couldn't plow stop. And I was like, fuck, can't do any of the skills. And I just felt like I didn't know anybody, and I felt like I sucked. And then I kind of left being like, ugh, like I regressed quite a bit. And I just felt really shitty about myself. And I think I actually maybe took a week or 2 off again after that, because I just felt like crap. But I don't think I talk to anybody about it. I was just like, okay, just go, like, it's fine. And I knew assessments were coming up again, and I wanted to be out of level 1. I think my drive to be out of level 1 sort of overpowered my annoyance at my regression of skills. So in Ottawa roller derby, we do level systems. So level 1 is you go to that after you do the crash course, if you do the crash course. And it's like just working on individual skills, and there's no contact. And I actually did level 1. I think I ended up doing it like 2.5, 3 times, because I missed one of the assessments. So that was why. And I just really wanted to hit people. And I think also, a lot of the people that I had skated with, like with you, and that were in level 1 when I started level 1, had moved on and gone up to level 2. And I think I was just like FOMO. So I really wanted to go up to level 2, and where we could, introduce contact. So, and I did eventually.
And that's part of the 101 for Ottawa Valley Roller Derby. You were introduced to hitting, and you seem to like that.
I did like that a lot. But again, that also made me realize how much work I need to do on my strength, I guess, because I have definitely been knocked around and lost my footing after being hit, and feel like I'm not hitting as hard as I could be. But it was nice to be able to start doing that. And now that I'm in level 2 with ORD, I still get to do contact, so that's good. I like hitting people.
Yikes.
I like hitting my friends.
Yeah, I like when you hit me.
Yeah, right? You love it.
I do. I love it.
Sick puppy.
It's true.
So, such a dick.
You don't have to.
It's funny. I just don't know how to say it without it sounding sad. Part of the reason why I have social anxiety, I think, is because for some reason, people have a hard time, I don't want to even say remembering me, but it's true. Throughout my life, I have met people several times, and they have reintroduced themselves to me several times. Been like, hi. I'm like, yeah, I know. I met you 4 other times.
Like this.
Like her husband, who has pretended like he doesn't know who the fuck I am.
Every time I say Jen's coming over, he's like, who?
Do you remember my name?
No.
Knew it.
Okay. You're free to go.
Watch out tomorrow, Fred.
Why? I'm free.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And it's funny because he did that before you knew about that thing that I have an issue with. But it's happened throughout my life, and for me, and maybe it's because it's happened to me many times, but I do sort of make an effort to learn people's names or put a face to the name, especially if they're in my league or something like that. I do think it's hard, especially if you're somebody with social anxiety or somebody who's going into a new space and not knowing anybody, and to not have people who've been there for a while kind of like welcome you and introduce themselves and learn about you a little bit. And
so I think you raise a good point, and it's also something that I try and do. I do try to remember people's names and put faces to names, and something I did from the beginning when I joined the league. And I did find it more difficult to learn people's names the farther I got from level 1, because I wasn't skating with them as often, and especially, you know, when I was on break. And I feel really badly when I forget someone's name, but I think it is important to try and learn people's names, especially when they're newer.
Yeah, for me, it was sometimes I would be skating with the league for like a year, and I felt like I knew at least the people who had been there like since I had started. And, you know, if someone forgets your name and you're like, I know your name, you learn my name. That's bitchy. I don't know how to say that nicely.
That's true. You should keep the green tape on.
See, I took it off as like an act of defiance of like, no, I'm not giving you a cheat sheet. Like, learn my name. Like, I wear the same thing every practice.
You wear black.
I know that a lot of people wear black, but I'm always wearing the same thing.
I couldn't even tell you what you wear. I don't pay attention to that
Black.
stuff. I just remember you because I'm cool like that. I remembered you.
Did you?
Yeah. You saw that little flicker of fear in my eyes? I'm like, did I? Pretty sure I did. I don't remember ever forgetting your name.
I actually don't really remember how we met.
That's true. It's
I have a bad memory though with like the first time, like remembering the first time I meet somebody. Like
for as long as I remember us like joking around and like practicing together.
Did we?
Yes.
I don't think you liked me.
That is bullshit.
And I don't think you knew my name.
That's bullshit. I did know your name. Oh, when did we meet though?
I've been chosen.
No, and I even knew you before you were Cruella de Vil.
Oh yeah, that was Halloween. Oh,
that's a fucking flex, by the way. I told who you were. I'm like, did you see Jen's costume? And she's like, Jen's here. Your Halloween costume was so amazing that obviously you could tell. But I was just saying,
no one knew it was me.
And when did you start? You started not long before that, right?
June, yeah.
I knew who you were.
But can I say one thing about that though?
Sure. I wasn't going to put that in the video. But...
Oh, we were going to put this in the video.
Okay.
That you forgot about me for the group photo at the Halloween skate.
No. Did I actually? You're lying.
No.
So that was not my fault because I was not the one.
It wasn't.
I was not the one gathering everybody because I remember Louise wasn't in either.
Oh.
But I did Photoshop Louise and I did not Photoshop you.
What? That makes it worse.
Fuck, what the hell?
You photoshopped Louise. You took the time to Photoshop a missing person in a photo.
Now I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to Photoshop you in. I'm so sorry. There were so many people there.
Like, so many people there. But Jen's costume was the best one and I forgot her. Sorry.
No, but I literally did say yours was the best one. I was doing the photo
good enough to be in the photo.
I'm so sorry. So bad. Okay, so that is gonna stand, by the way, and I'm gonna Photoshop you. I'm gonna be like, you lied. There you go. Yes, you went to House of Targ with us. I went dancing.
Was that before?
Yeah, it was before. Pretty sure we went dancing. And then you're like, yeah, I'll come out. And then like we were there for a while, and then you showed up like at midnight, and I'm like, I'm too old for this shit.
In my defense, that wasn't my fault. As you just said about the photo thing. I was with a friend who took her sweet time.
Oh, okay. And I took a group photo there too, and you were not in the photo.
Of course I wasn't.
But it's because you disappeared, and it was packed in there, and it was late, and it was past my bedtime, and I was tired, and you were with your friends who were cooler than us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cooler than Derby people?
Yeah.
You're not going to keep that in there.
No.
But yeah, PSA, Just learn people's names.
It's a nice thing to do.
It's a nice thing to do.
But also PSA, if I've met you before and I don't remember your name,
It's
it
totally
honestly,
personal. She doesn't like you. Do
it is totally an accident, and I'm so sorry.
you want to say someone specific?
No, I don't, but you know who you are. There's a few of you, and I'm so sorry. Just sometimes, I don't know, my brain doesn't work, but I really, really do try.
The thing is I understand that. If I've met somebody and it was like, I don't know, like in a big social situation or whatever the first time, okay, like, yeah, of course. But if you're on a team with someone for several months or a year or 2 years or a year and a half, just learn their name.
Yeah.
Also, oh, I have nothing else. Oh, we should do Between Two Ferns. Have you seen Between Two Ferns? What the? Okay, never mind. Fuck.
Okay, but what is it? Maybe I can get the premise.
It's with Zach Galifianakis and he interviews celebrities,
Okay.
but he just treats them like shit.
Oh.
But they're in on it, like they know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but it's not.
All
that
right,
funny
we
if
can
you
do a little
haven't
bit of
seen
that.
it.
I'm sure it will come up.
I think it's already happening. So I feel wide-eyed and terrified about roller derby.
Like skating.
Oh, roller skating! Shit. This one's not going to air, is it? What is it again? Oh, I feel about roller skating.
No, because it's going to zoom in on you anyway. I just need to not laugh while you're saying it.
Oh, I have to look there. You didn't say that.
So if you want to make any silly faces or anything, this is camera. Not me.
Don't
Careful.
look at me.
Oh. Are you checking to make sure? Where do you want me to look?
Social anxiety.
Where do you want me to look?
Just close your eyes.
Like, that's not awkward.
Just go look. I'm kidding.
Jen,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on the show.
I'm sorry. This is going to be
This
long.
is not the
You
part of
said
the
it was-
interview when you cry.
You said it was going to be an hour. It's going to be longer than an hour.
Save the crying for
Okay.
later. We got to warm them up first.
Okay.
So if you want to make any silly faces or anything,
That's just my face all the time.
no, but you know the faces you make. Nice.
Maybe that's why no one remembers my name, because I just constantly have different faces.
No, I think it's because you don't do those faces at Derby.
Oh, I should do them more, and then they'd be like, "Oh, there's stupid Jen looking like an idiot."
I mean, if you weren't so antisocial, maybe people would make an effort to learn your name. You didn't join Derby to make friends. You joined Derby to hit people.
It's true. I have enough friends. I don't need more friends.
You have friends.
I almost went up my nose.
You knew it was coming. Shout out to Jen's friends. Wherever you are. You totally exist.
Well, this has been 2.5 hours of.
Has it actually?
No, I have no idea. Feels like it.
I
Feels
really
like an
hope-
eternity
I really hope it's been
of
recording.
being roasting me. You're such an asshole.
Thank you.
You're welcome.